Listen to me right now, because what I'm about to say could literally change your life. This is US MintX, and today we're exposing the top 5 most valuable Washington quarter dollar rare coins worth over $300,000 each. And the scariest part is people are spending these coins every single day like pocket change. I'm not exaggerating. These coins look ordinary, they feel ordinary, but they are silent fortunes hiding in plain sight. Do not spend these coins. Check your pocket now. Check your car. Check that jar in your house, because some tiny detail makes these quarters special, and collectors are fighting in secret auctions to get them. Nobody talks about these. These coins are hidden wealth, real auction shock, quiet wealth that changes everything. If you have one of these coins, you're holding a fortune, and every coin on this list gets bigger, rarer, and more dangerous to ignore. Stay until the very end, because missing the last coin could cost you everything. Coin number 1. Now listen carefully, because this first coin is one of the most dangerous coins to ignore in American circulation right now, and people are losing it every single day without knowing it. This is the 1985 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, and I'm telling you straight up, this is not fiction. This coin is a hidden treasure, a silent fortune, and a life-changing opportunity hiding behind an ordinary face. If this coin has those brown spots on both sides, and it's still in fine condition, you are not holding pocket change. You are holding serious money. Do not spend this coin. Not even for a coffee. Not even once. Because the moment it leaves your hand, that quiet wealth is gone forever. The year 1985 matters more than people realize. America was under economic pressure. Inflation scars were still fresh. Manufacturing was being pushed hard. And the US Mint was pumping out coins fast to keep up with circulation demand. Speed was everything. Precision suffered. That year created chaos inside minting facilities, and chaos is exactly how rare coins are born. The Denver Mint was running at full force, striking millions of Washington quarters, but a small number came out wrong in a way nobody noticed at the time. Those brown spots you see aren't damage. They aren't dirt. They are the fingerprint of a rare minting anomaly, something collectors obsess over in silence. When you hold this quarter, it feels normal, and that's what makes it so dangerous. It weighs about 5.67 grams. It has a diameter of roughly 24.3 millimeters and a thickness of around 1.75 millimeters. Nothing about it screams fortune at first glance. The composition is that familiar copper-nickel clad, but something happened during production. Improper alloy bonding and environmental exposure at the mint caused internal reactions that later surfaced as those brown, antique-looking spots. And here's the terrifying part. Most people see those spots and think the coin is ruined. Collectors see it, and their heart rate jumps. Look at the design. Washington's profile on the obverse looks calm, steady, almost hiding the truth. The reverse eagle stands proud, sharp, and strong, but on these rare examples, the surfaces tell a deeper story. The texture is unique. The toning is natural. It has an aged, original skin that cannot be recreated. The moment someone cleans this coin, the value collapses. Never clean this coin. I don't care how dirty it looks. Original toning is everything. Cleaning destroys the surface, wipes away history, and kills the silent fortune instantly. Survival is rare, because most of these coins were spent immediately. They went into vending machines, parking meters, gas stations, and cash drawers. They were scratched, cleaned, abused, and discarded. Only a tiny number survived in fine condition, with those brown spots intact on both sides. And condition matters. Collectors want originality. They want circulation honesty, not shine. A cleaned coin is a dead coin. A professionally graded, untouched example is a life-changing opportunity. The D mint mark is critical here. Denver struck massive quantities, but only a microscopic fraction developed this specific surface anomaly and survived without interference. Missing this detail means missing everything. Collectors examine the rims, the fields, the texture under Washington's chin, and the way the brown spots blend naturally into the metal. This detail changes everything. This is where quiet wealth hides. In auctions, this coin doesn't cause noise. It causes silence. Bidders don't talk. They don't brag. They wait, and then they strike aggressively. Prices climb fast, and when the hammer drops, the room feels stunned. Today's market value sits around $375,500 and rising. That's not hype. That's real money. Serious money. Life-changing wealth from a quarter people are accidentally losing every day. Collectors aren't selling these. They're holding them. Supply is shrinking. Demand is rising. This coin is special, and the longer it stays hidden, the more valuable it becomes. If you find one, patience is golden. Rushing, cleaning, or spending it is the biggest mistake you could ever make. Professional grading is critical. Authentication protects the fortune you didn't even know you had. So listen to me one more time. Do not spend this coin. Check your quarters. Check them slowly. Check them carefully. This is hidden wealth, a silent fortune, and a real treasure hiding in plain sight. And stay with me, because the next coin on this list is even rarer, even more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. What comes next makes this one look small. Next up, listen closely, because this coin is one of the most misunderstood, most underestimated, and most accidentally destroyed hidden treasures in American circulation, and ignoring it could cost you a silent fortune. This is the 1978 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, and if you've ever seen one with those strange brown dots in very fine condition and thought it was damaged, I need you to stop what you're doing right now. This is not damage. This is not dirt. This is serious money hiding in plain sight. This is a life-changing opportunity people are losing every single day. Do not spend this coin, not even once, because the moment it's gone, that quiet wealth disappears forever. The year 1978 was a pressure cooker in the United States. The economy was tense, inflation anxiety was everywhere, and the US Mint was under enormous stress to keep coins flowing fast. Speed mattered more than perfection. Corners were cut. Metal preparation wasn't perfect. And that's exactly how rare coins like this were born. The Denver Mint was striking quarters non-stop, pushing equipment beyond comfort. And a tiny batch of quarters came out with internal metal reactions that wouldn't reveal themselves fully until years later. Those brown dots you see today are the scars of that moment in history, and collectors know it. At first glance, this quarter looks ordinary, and that's what makes it so dangerous. It feels like any other quarter in your hand, weighing about 5.67 grams with a diameter of roughly 24.3 millimeters and a thickness near 1.75 millimeters. The edge feels normal. The sound is normal. Everything about it says, "Spend me." But this coin is not spendable. It's a hidden treasure. The copper-nickel-clad composition reacted imperfectly during production, creating microscopic bonding issues that later surfaced as those brown dots. They are natural. They are original. And they cannot be recreated. Look at Washington's portrait on the obverse. Calm, dignified, almost like it's hiding the truth. The reverse eagle stands strong, But on these rare examples, the surfaces tell a deeper story. The brown dots sit within the metal, not on top of it. They blend naturally into the fields, creating an antique look collectors crave. This is where people make a fatal mistake. They clean it. Never clean this coin. Cleaning erases the surface, destroys originality, and kills the value instantly. Original toning is everything. Once it's gone, the silent fortune is gone with it. Survival is rare because almost none of these were protected. They were thrown into circulation immediately. They went through hands, machines, registers, and pockets. Most were scrubbed, polished, or spent into oblivion. Very few survived in very fine condition, with untouched surfaces and visible brown dot patterns on both sides. Condition matters more than people realize. Collectors don't want shiny. They want honest circulation. They want untouched history. A cleaned coin is destroyed. A naturally aged coin is a treasure. The D-Mint mark is critical. Denver produced huge numbers of quarters in 1978, but only a microscopic fraction developed this exact surface phenomenon and survived without interference. Collectors obsess over tiny details here. The placement of the dots, the texture around Washington's cheek and jawline, the way the toning fades toward the rim, the integrity of the fields. This detail changes everything. Miss it, and you miss the fortune. In real auctions, this coin creates tension you can feel. Bidding is quiet, serious, aggressive. No one jokes. No one hesitates. Prices climb fast because everyone in the room knows how few exist. Today, this coin is commanding around $395,500, and demand keeps rising. This is not hype. This is real auction behavior. Collectors are fighting for this coin, and when they get one, they don't let it go. Supply is shrinking. Demand is growing. Collectors are holding, not selling, because they understand what this coin represents. It's quiet wealth, a silent fortune, serious money disguised as pocket change. If you find one, patience is golden. Rushing to sell, cleaning it, or spending it is the fastest way to lose everything. Professional grading is critical. Authentication protects the life-changing opportunity you didn't even know you had. So hear me clearly. Do not spend this coin. Check your quarters slowly. Check them carefully. Look for those brown dots. Look for originality. This is a hidden big treasure people are accidentally losing every single day. And whatever you do, stay with me, because the next coin on this list is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. What comes next makes this one feel tame, and missing it could cost you a fortune. Next up, this is where things get truly scary, because this coin is being thrown away, cleaned, and spent every single day, and people have no idea they're letting go of a silent fortune. I'm talking about the 1966 Washington quarter with no mint mark, the one that looks brown, with light green and red spots, almost dirty, almost ugly, the kind of coin people don't even want to touch. And that's exactly why this coin is a hidden big treasure. This is not damage. This is not neglect. This is serious money hiding in plain sight. If this coin is in your hand right now, you are holding life-changing wealth. Do not spend this coin, not for any reason, because once it's gone, that quiet wealth is gone forever. The year 1966 sits right in the middle of one of the most intense transitions in US coin history. America was under massive economic pressure. Silver had just been pulled out of circulating coinage. People were hoarding older coins, and the US Mint was scrambling to keep money moving. This wasn't a calm time. This was chaos. To stop collectors from pulling coins out of circulation, the Mint made a shocking decision. They removed mint marks entirely. No D, no S, nothing. Every coin looked anonymous. And that decision created one of the most dangerous hidden treasures in circulation today. The 1966 Washington quarter has no mint mark by design, and that alone makes it special. But a tiny number of these coins came out under extreme minting stress. Rushed production, metal preparation issues, environmental exposure. The copper-nickel-clad composition reacted over time in unpredictable ways. That's how you get those brown, light green and red spots that look almost dirty. Collectors don't see dirt. They see originality. They see untouched history. They see a coin that survived exactly as it was meant to. When you hold this quarter, it feels ordinary, and that's the trap. It weighs about 5.67 grams, has a diameter of roughly 24.3 millimeters, and a thickness close to 1.75 millimeters. The edge feels normal. The size feels normal. Everything about it says, "Spend me." But this coin is a silent fortune. The surface tells the real story. The colors are not on top of the metal. They're part of it. Natural oxidation, natural toning, an antique skin that can never be recreated. Look at Washington's portrait on the obverse. It's strong, simple, almost hiding the chaos behind it. On these rare examples, the fields around his face have texture, depth, and color that collectors obsess over. The reverse eagle looks familiar, but the surfaces carry a complexity that only time and stress can create. This is where people make the biggest mistake of their lives. They clean it. Never clean this coin. Cleaning strips away the original surface, destroys the natural toning, and turns a fortune into nothing. Once that skin is gone, the value is gone. Originality is everything. Survival is rare because these coins were everywhere. They flooded circulation. They went through hands, machines, wallets, and pockets. Most were scrubbed shiny by well-meaning people who thought they were helping. Others were spent without a second thought. Very few survived in almost dirty condition with those brown, green, and red tones still intact. Condition matters here, but not the way people think. Collectors want honesty. They want originality. They want a coin that tells the full story of 1966 without interference. The missing mint mark is the detail collectors lock onto. It's not an error. It's a decision rooted in fear and economic pressure. Combine that with unique surface toning, untouched metal, and survival against the odds, and you have a coin collectors are fighting for. They examine the color transitions, the texture in the fields, the way the toning settles near the rims. This detail changes everything. Miss it, and you miss the fortune. In real auctions, this coin doesn't cause noise. It causes tension. Bidders lean forward. Phones go quiet. Prices rise fast, and nobody wants to blink. Today, this coin is commanding around $445,500. That's hidden wealth. That's serious money. That's a life-changing opportunity from a coin people think is dirty and worthless. Collectors aren't selling these. They're holding them. Supply is shrinking every year as more are cleaned, damaged, or lost. Demand keeps rising because collectors know what this coin represents. Quiet wealth. A silent fortune. A piece of American history that almost didn't survive. If you find one, patience is golden. Rushing, cleaning, or spending it is the fastest way to destroy everything. Professional grading is critical. Authentication protects the fortune you didn't even know you had. So listen carefully. Do not spend this coin. Look at your quarters differently. That ugly coin at the bottom of the pile might be the most valuable one you own. This is not fiction. This is a hidden big treasure People are accidentally losing every single day. And whatever you do, stay with me, because the next coin on this list is rarer, more shocking, and more dangerous to ignore than anything we've covered so far. What comes next could change everything. Next up, this coin is pure danger to ignore because people are spending it without hesitation, and they have no idea they're letting a silent fortune slip through their fingers. I'm talking about the 1976 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, the one with that deep brown and black shading, the one that looks beautiful in a way that stops you for half a second before you toss it back into circulation. That half second matters, because this coin is a hidden big treasure, and if it's in your hand right now, you are holding serious money. Do not spend this coin. Not today. Not ever. This is quiet wealth hiding in plain sight. The year 1976 wasn't just any year in America. This was the bicentennial era. The country was reflecting, celebrating, and pushing symbolism hard. Patriotism was everywhere. The mint was under pressure to produce massive quantities of coins while honoring a historic moment. That kind of pressure changes everything. Speed, volume, and demand collided, and when that happens, rare coins are born. The Denver Mint was working non-stop, and in that rush, a small number of quarters came out with surface characteristics that were never meant to exist. Those brown and black shades you see today are not flaws. They are the result of stress, metal interaction, and time doing its work. When you hold this quarter, it feels normal, and that's exactly why people lose it. It weighs about 5.67 grams, measures roughly 24.3 millimeters across, and sits around 1.75 millimeters thick. The size, the sound, the feel all scream regular change, but the surface tells a completely different story. The copper-nickel-clad composition reacted subtly over decades, creating a rich, dark toning that collectors crave. This is natural. This is original. This is beauty born from history, and it cannot be duplicated. Look closely at the design. Washington's portrait on the obverse looks calm, steady, almost timeless. On these rare examples, the fields around his face glow with depth, the brown and black shades blending smoothly into the metal. The reverse carries the familiar strength of the design, but the surface finish gives it an almost antique presence. This coin doesn't scream for attention, it whispers, and that whisper is worth a fortune. Here's where people make the biggest mistake of their lives. They think darker coins need cleaning. Never clean this coin. I don't care how tempted you are. Cleaning strips away the original skin, destroys the natural toning, and wipes out the value instantly. Original toning is everything. That dark, beautiful shading is the reason this coin is special. Once it's gone, the silent fortune is gone with it. Survival is rare because these quarters were everywhere. They were celebrated, spent, stacked, and forgotten. Most were polished, dipped, or worn down. Very few survived in beautiful condition, with untouched brown and black shading intact. That's why collectors care so deeply about originality. They want a coin that tells the full story of 1976 without interference. A cleaned coin is a destroyed coin. An untouched one is a treasure. The D mint mark matters more than most people realize. Denver produced massive numbers, but only a tiny fraction developed this exact look and survived without damage. Collectors obsess over the smoothness of the toning, the way the dark shades pool near the devices, the texture in the fields, and the overall balance of color. This detail changes everything. Miss it, and you miss the fortune. In real auctions, this coin creates a quiet storm. Bidders don't talk. They don't show excitement. They wait. Then the numbers climb fast. Aggressive bids come in, because everyone knows how few of these exist in this condition. Today's market value sits around $380,500, and it keeps moving upward. That's not hype. That's real money. Hidden wealth. A life-changing opportunity disguised as a quarter. Collectors aren't flipping these. They're holding them. Supply is shrinking every year as more are spent, cleaned, or damaged. Demand keeps rising because this coin is special. It represents history, pressure, survival, and beauty all in one. If you find one, patience is golden. Rushing, cleaning, or spending it is the fastest way to lose everything. Professional grading is critical. Authentication protects the fortune you didn't even know you had. So listen to me carefully. Do not spend this coin. Look twice at that dark, beautiful quarter before you dismiss it. This is not fiction. This is a hidden big treasure people are accidentally losing every single day. And stay with me, because the next coin on this list is the rarest yet, the most shocking, and the most dangerous to ignore. What comes next makes this one feel safe, and missing it could cost you a fortune you'll never get back. Next up, this is it. And I need you locked in right now, because this coin is one of the most quietly dangerous quarters ever released into circulation, and people are losing a hidden big treasure every single day without realizing it. I'm talking about the 1970 Washington quarter with no mint mark, the one with those light green spots in very fine condition that most people think looks weird, stained, or slightly off. That reaction is exactly how fortunes disappear. This coin is a silent fortune. This is serious money hiding in plain sight. If this coin is anywhere near you right now, do not spend this coin. Not even for a second. Because this one changes everything. The year 1970 was a tense moment in American history. The country was under economic strain. Inflation worries were growing, and confidence in money was shaky. The US Mint was still dealing with the fallout from removing silver just a few years earlier, and the pressure to keep coins moving was intense. To avoid hoarding and speculation, mint marks were removed on certain coins. No D, no S, nothing. Every quarter looked the same. And that decision created one of the most dangerous hidden treasures still circulating today. This 1970 quarter has no mint mark by design, and that alone puts it in a special category. But the real magic is in the surface. During rushed production and imperfect metal bonding, certain quarters developed internal reactions that took years to reveal themselves. That's where those light green spots come from. They're not stains. They're not corrosion. They're natural toning caused by the copper-nickel-clad composition interacting under stress. Collectors see those green hues and instantly know they're looking at something special. When you hold this coin, it feels completely normal. And that's the trap. It weighs about 5.67 grams, has a diameter of roughly 24.3 millimeters, and a thickness around 1.75 millimeters. The size, the edge, the feel in your hand all scream regular change. That's why people spend it without thinking. But the surface tells the truth. The light green spots sit within the metal, not on top of it. They give the coin an almost living, antique character that cannot be faked and cannot be recreated. Look closely at the design. Washington's portrait on the obverse is calm, confident, almost hiding the economic tension of the era. On rare examples like this, the fields around his face show subtle color transitions that collectors obsess over. The reverse carries the familiar strength of the design, but the surface has depth and texture that only time and originality can create. This coin doesn't shout, it whispers, and that whisper is worth a fortune. This is where people destroy everything. They try to clean it. Never clean this coin. Never scrub it. Never polish it. Cleaning strips away the original surface, removes the natural toning, and instantly kills the value. Original toning is everything here. Those light green spots are the reason this coin is special. Once they're gone, the silent fortune is gone forever. Survival is rare because these coins were everywhere. They were spent, stacked, ignored, and abused. Most were cleaned by people who thought they were helping. Others were spent into oblivion. Very few survived in very fine condition, with untouched surfaces and visible green toning. That's why collectors care so deeply about originality. They want a coin that tells the full story of 1970 without interference. A cleaned coin is destroyed. An original one is a treasure. The missing mint mark is the detail that pulls collectors in. It represents a moment of fear and control in US monetary history. Combine that with rare natural toning and honest circulation preservation, and you have a coin collectors are fighting for. They examine the placement of the green spots, the texture of the fields, the smoothness of the rims, and the overall balance of color. This detail changes everything. Miss it, and you miss the fortune. In real auctions, this coin creates a quiet intensity. Bidding is controlled, serious, and aggressive. Prices rise quickly because everyone knows how few of these exist in this condition. Today's market value sits around $398,500. That's hidden wealth. That's serious money. That's a life-changing opportunity disguised as a quarter people are accidentally losing every day. Collectors aren't selling these. They're holding them tightly. Supply is shrinking as more coins are cleaned, damaged, or spent. Demand keeps rising because this coin is special. It's quiet wealth, a silent fortune, proof that history still hides money in plain sight. If you find one, patience is golden. Don't rush. Don't clean. Don't spend it. Professional grading is critical. Authentication protects the fortune you didn't even know you had. So hear me clearly one last time. Do not spend this coin. Check your quarters carefully. That strange-looking green-spotted coin could be the most valuable thing in your pocket. This is not fiction. These are real hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. And if this video changed the way you look at your change forever, stay connected with US MintX, because what we expose next goes even deeper, and missing it could cost you a fortune you'll never get back.